Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. We have a free for you all here on Angamunde on the Eastern Front today. Let's go through the players. Represent the Soviet Union today. We have Boba 007, my bad, not 11007, without a commander choice. We have Kigerung without a commander choice. And finally, Fraka 5000 with Shock Division straight out the gates. That should be interesting. Shock is generally pretty good. Let's go for the Germans. We have a triple Wehrmacht play today. We have Lux without a commander. We have Ersat O with Fallschirmjäger Division straight out the gate. Okay, that's a good start. And then we have Gianlol XD21 as Straf Division for the Wehrmacht. Okay. Fallschirmjäger and Straf. And Lux for Panzer now finally. Okay, this should be interesting. First is spreading out, capturing ground. Boba has gone for Shock as well. Nothing from Kigerung. So double Shock so far. And Shock is very potent. Because Shock is just overall a very good and versatile commander, I think. So this should be interesting to see. But the Germans only have one heavy armor commander, being Lux here with Panzer Division. So the Germans will need to get a lot of ground quickly and be aggressive early in middle game, I think, in order to be viable. We'll have to see. Oh, we have some Grenadiers coming out, and Fox Grenadiers basic 1-1-1 openings. For most of the Wehrmacht by looks of it. I think all the Wehrmacht did the 1-1-1 opening, which is not a bad thing. It allows you to get a little bit more presence on the field quickly. You know, the Soviets are spreading out and capturing ground. Conscripts are about to reach the center here. Looks like the Germans are mining early. Good to see. Preparing ahead. Also preparing barbed wires, evidently. First shots have been fired here. Pioneers have been engaging with the Soviets now. And that's a lot of Soviets coming into the center now. Germans are securing this large house or building, which is a very good vantage point actually. If you can get a machine gun in there, it can cover a lot of ground. So it's trying to push up. Germans are just digging in over here. This is going to be hard for the conscripts to move up on because there's a lack of cover. They are going to get the Molotov off though, but the Pioneers just dodge it. Conscript down. Germans are trying to get around the flank here. Grenadiers and Fox Grenadiers out in the open. That does make them vulnerable though. Molotov going out, didn't manage to get thrown. Fox Grenadiers almost dead. I think that the Germans might want to pull that Fox Grenadier back. And they pull back some units. Then we have some Fox Grenadiers on the northern flank with some Grenadiers. There's lots of rifle fire in the center at the moment. As the Germans try to push up down here as well. We have a commander choice. Nothing yet from Kigerung. But Germans are fighting a lot of fights at the moment here. Looks like the Germans might have gotten the upper hand for the most part. Hard to say, but the Soviets do hold the center. They should get a little bit more resources, but it'll not be enough to matter, I think. MG42 rushing onto the field for the Panzer Division. More Grenadiers coming up this train track? Yeah, train track, that's what you call it. Pontovigi with DPM on the field early here for Kigerung. Again, they have a very good weapon to have early on them. Already suppressing those Grenadiers. That's a very good light machine gun for the Soviets to have. But they do manage to capture the point. Big fighting up here, but the Germans do not want to advance with their Pontovigi behind the cover. Pontovigi are far more accurate than the conscripts. The BR-43s are being handed out to the Grenadiers, but they're falling back. MP-40s to the Fox Grenadiers. So it's pushing up by the DPMs. Germans have lost a fair amount of soldiers there already. Cyber's holding up in this building. Doing their best with most of their guns. We do have a Dushka coming up. So heavy Soviet machine gun 50 caliber. I do like the early mine there. We'll see if they will come into being handy though. You never know. But these Pioneers are being shut down by that DPM. Mortar shots are now arriving here for the Panzer Division. And that's not the... No, that's the Fallschirmjäger. It's not the Panzer. I just looked at the model. They used the Panzer Grenadier model that we have for the MG42 here. That's why I was thinking there was the Panzer Grenadiers. My bad. That's the Fallschirmjägers. Hopefully they'll get a new model now with the Spearhead team being back, and we're going to be using the summer uniforms, I think. Double Straftruppen coming out now. The Germans gonna rely more on penal troops. They lose the MG34 crew. Panzer Division's troops are trying to fight here, but Dushka is setting up in a way that where there's no window actually. A little bit awkward. And that's a very awkward building because that little shed there being in the way. Maxim inside this building now. So it's gonna hold down the center. Mortar running for the shock army up here. Yeah, Germans have actually lost a lot on the northern flank here. They're just waiting for their reinforcements. Coming in the form of the Strafttruppen here, rushing to the front line. German penal troopers. Have no AT equipment whatsoever. Can lay mines and construction and all kinds of stuff though. Udrishka is being hit pretty hard here by rifle grenades, but managed to suppress. Sabas will get hit once they get behind this water tower. There we go, MG4 just shredding them. Working very quickly. I don't think the Dushka wants to stay there. 40 HQ for the Soviet Union here. Still no commander choice. So it's pushing up with a conscript. They did not manage to get the Molotov off. Yeah, that sucks. Strafttruppen are now moving around, getting into new positions. Conscripts are using this building for vantage points. That's not a good idea. Yeah, Germans mowed him down. 2-1 in the field, becoming a 2-2-2. Dushka manages to get it back with one guy. We also have a small field gun here for the Soviet Union. Might be useful. Digging in with a trench back here, just in case. It's one move pushing up, but at the moment it's being suppressed. I cannot fire because of the Maxim. It's just gonna drive away. It's gonna become a 2-2 shortly though. And once it becomes a 2-2, I believe it doesn't get suppressed. Because now the gunner is inside here. There's no risk of being shot. Yeah, that's really helping already now. Bang, bang. They do have a universal carrier here, unique to shock army. Be able to move some stuff around. Armor piercing bullets trying to pierce the front of the 2-2-2. Not having any luck at this range. We do have the small AT gun coming up. And I think that'll punch straight through it. Yep, very good shot there. Already damaging the engine. There it goes. And that's why you have the small AT gun sometimes. Good job from the Soviets moving that around to help. You have another 2-1 coming onto the field for the Staff army now. Gewehr 43 armed the Grenadiers alongside the Strafttruppen. You have a demo charge here by the Soviets. They're gonna deny that building to the Germans if they use it. Good to see. Rifle grenades. Good one killing the conscripts. 5 on the southern flank here somewhat with the universal carrier. That's not really the best thing we're pushing up with unless you have units inside, I think. Like a trick I like to do is because with Frontoviki, if you're playing as shock, you can get a flamethrower. I like to put them inside the universal carrier and then rush up to the enemy, jump out behind them and then flamethrower them. I do some very aggressive assaults that way. Doesn't always work out, but it's fun. Until I've been called here by the lieutenant. Not that it's going to be hitting much. But the Soviets have mostly an open way up here. We do have a 2-2-2 here, and a Grenadier with an MG34 100 rounds, unique to Staff Division. Generally just a better upgrade than the MG42, I think, for the same cost, if you're playing a Staff. Because 50 more bullets on an MG34 is just better than 50 bullets on an MG42, I think. That's just my own opinion. I might be wrong with the statistics or something, but I just personally think it's better. 2-1 pushing up here, also becoming a 2-2-2, but there's a Dushka here. And a Dushka can pierce through the frontal armor of this thing. Oh, not if it gets suppressed though. It's trying to get inside the building. I do have a Grenadier squad with a scoped Gewehr for Sturmgewehr down here. Not looking good for the Dushka there. That's just gonna slowly get picked off, and now the 222 is coming up. Oh well, 221. Yeah, not looking good for the Soviets down here. They just need to retreat, I think. We do have some bright. Oh! We have a command choice. Looks like it is Soviet tank. Double shock and then tank. They only have a good choice, I think. Tank is very good for late game. University here is taken down, and now the Dushka taken down. The 2 is being very aggressive here. Taking out this mortar as well. You have some shock troopers nearby, but they have no AT equipment.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Now there will be a problem for these Grenadiers though. But they are lacking in AT equipment this flank.
Supply lines have been cut.
Now the Sappers could actually steal the Dushka, get him pop inside the building. They're getting a flamethrower actually. I'm not sure it'll be fast enough though. Yeah, these folks Grenadiers are preventing it. Meanwhile, on the center here, we have a T-60 on the field. Basically like a T-70, but with an autocannon instead. So, basically a Soviet 222 when you think about it. And how it works. You have the 222 pushing up here with some Sturm Pioneers armed with PPSHs and MP40s. Throwing a Gewaltladung. But they're getting mowed down. AT-gun's doing a lot of work, but it got destroyed here by the Gewaltladung, I mean. The 2 still being a threat down here. We do have upgraded AT grenades on the conscripts. I don't think they'll notice. Oh, no, they're getting mowed down! But they get a grenade off.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Death before
T-70 arriving on the southern flank for the Soviet Union. We also have a shock lieutenant. That's a shock lieutenant. We also have a medic team.
combat engineers are standing by.
T-60 being a little bit of an issue here for the Germans, I mean. They don't have Panzerfaust yet, but the T-60 does not know that. We do have a single Panzerjäger here, gonna try his best. That's gonna be a hard shot. And yeah, indeed he misses. And he gets shot by a rifle. Motor guards push up with double DPM. Able to fire in both directions at the moment. And T-6 is doing a lot of work. We do have Flammenwerfer on the Pioneers though. Gonna try and get close to flamethrower the thing. But they got suppressed. Thanks to the Soviets on the flank here. Lots of shots being fired. T-70 down here, but there's an observation Stuk. That'll take out the T-70 in one shot.
Another vehicle has been lost in
We also have the Panzerlehr battle group called in. Unique battle group available to Panzer Division. Probably some of the best Panzer Grenadiers you can get, I think. Molotov or Brandflasche on the T-60 didn't damage it though. Only injured the driver. Oh, there's a Panzerjäger down here. Missed. It is at long range. Flammenwerfer getting close. But driver is back in the seat. Manages to back off. And Maxim covering the side here. We also have some assault guards being armed with PPSHs. With stick magazines, not the drum magazines though. I believe the Soviets actually switched over to preferring the stick magazine because there was less issues with it compared to the drum magazine. Because the drum magazines had a lot of faults, as I believe. T-60 might be in trouble here against an F1. Panzer IV got hit there in the side by a sys gun. Was that a mine actually? I don't know. These T-34-76 arriving. That'll be a problem for the F1 to deal with. If the T-34 could hit, of course. Good penetration so far, but... Oh, good penetration from the F1. So it's pushing up here, down here with the Panzerlehr, being equipped with some MP40s. And MG42s with 100 rounds. Buildings on fire. That's going to be the night for the Soviets further then. Well, good to see the Panzerlehr being used. I like the Panzerlehr. I believe that's what you were playing as in Common Heroes 1, as the Panzer Elites. I believe you were basically playing as the Panzerlehr.
Structures for use as command posts.
Ooh, Germans are being hit pretty hard here.
Panzer IV.
Minor snipe went off yet, those was lucky for them. T60 pushing up here. F1 moving to intercept. E34 still being repaired back here. We do have a Panzer IV arriving for the Luftwaffe. Germans have pushed up pretty far with the Panzerlehr down here. Running off the Soviet fuel points as the buildings collapse. Artillery being called here by the lieutenant. Smoke canister loaded. Trying to cover the grenadiers setting up. We're actually trying to provide cover for push up here. Artillery landing. That's going to be Soviet artillery, so that's going to be pretty heavy. It's just mortars though. Maxim is hitting in this area, however. Oh, they hit the machine gun team.
Enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
More smoke canisters going out here. That might give the Germans the opening they want. Pioneers are pushing up here with a Flammenwerfer. Throwing a Gebalderladung first. Molotov in the other little path. Oh, Gebalder hit the building! Panzer IV-H is pushed up pretty far. But it is Panzer IV-H. Probably the best variant of the Panzer IV. Ooh, Volkskrieger is getting mowed down by the Maxim. That is a shock Maxim with body armor. That's going to be very hard to kill. AT grenades going into the flank here. Oh, they missed. It hit the wall. E60 taken out. Soviets are taking up more weapons down here to try and fight back the Panzer Division. Looks like one Panzerlehr squad died, actually. I missed that. Panzer IV keeps pushing up. E34 is in trouble. Ooh, Panzer IV missed. New HQ has been set up back here for the Soviets. This can try to get into a position here, but Panzer IV is just driving around and dodging. Oh, Sabers got close, and then captured Panzerfaust destroys it. They also threw a satchel charge just in case, I guess. Lots of Maxim firing here. F1 has to pull back. Heavy mortar coming out here for the Germans. F1 taken out. We also have the German military police in the field, the Kettenhunde. Unique to stuff. I also believe the heavy mortar is, which is basically just the exact copy of the Soviet heavy mortar. The Germans were so impressed by the Soviet heavy mortar, they just straight up copied it. Oh, sorry, that was detected on the map. My bad. Got some fuel airdropped in the Soviet base. Let's see. Panzerlehr still fighting down here. Doing their best with the MP40s. Oh, that was a very close heavy mortar shot. We also have a crowd more back here. Captac moving up to provide some supporting fire. But I think the Panzerlehr should probably decide to pull back. Let's see. Observation Stuk is going to call in artillery here on the conscripts. Yeah, Panzerlehr pulls back. Oh yeah, that's some pretty widespread artillery right there. They do a lot of damage, but it did pin them. Soviet guards are coming this way. Lots of them. Motor guards and assault guards alongside the lieutenant. I see Dushka is being held there by the Germans. Panzer IV pushing up. There's a T-4045 though. One shot, one kill from the 85. Very brave team, but that got them killed, as you could see. I think the Soviets are going to be able to re-secure this cutoff point. Especially with this 85 supporting. This half-track is not pulling back either. Proudmore kills it.
Enemy is inflicting losses upon
You also have some shock engineers coming onto the field. Let's see. There's lots of fighting going on at the moment. More pioneers pushing up here alongside the Panzer layer. They got behind cover here and then opening up with their MP40s. Actually doing a pretty good job alongside the other units here. Artillery shots being fired here. Looks like the Kettenhund is going to lead an assault here. Also some folks gonna here. Geballladung being thrown. I believe you can get the Geballladung for the Volksgrenadiers if you're playing as a stuff. But there's a lot of machine guns covering this area. Yeah, I don't think the Kettenhund is getting out of that one. But we'll see. Oh, looks like they might. Yeah, it looks like the Kettenhund is gonna get out of that. And let's see if the Volksgrenadiers do. Looks like they also will. One guy at least. The Soviets are pushing up with a shock trooper. Armed with full drum magazine PPSH. Very dangerous, can actually suppress on the advance. And also mow down squads in seconds, as you can see. Because that's a lot of firepower. There's a mine though. But the Soviets not going to move into it at the moment, it looks like. They're going to try and loot. I think they set up to try and loot them into the minefield though, but I don't think the shock troopers are falling for it. Good mortar shells. I don't think those shock troopers want to stay. Very costly squads. Black guns are being set up here by the Germans now. Try and hold down the front line. We have the assault guards up here with their stick magazine PPSHs. Also pretty lethal, but they have to reload every 35 rounds, I think. Yep. Range assault. '85 is ready for action again, so it's just 76. Yeah, seeing a full take up here for all the Soviets soon, so another 85 coming out here. And the 85s will allow the Soviets to win the basic tank engagements. Because the 85's gun will just pierce through the Panzer IVs, I mean. There's a often joke, I believe it was in Combat Heroes 1, the Eastern Front mods, that if you got the 85, there was essentially thinking that you wiped the smirk off that German Panzer commander's face. I always liked that joke, and I've always kept it to heart. So, like, if you get the T-4045, wipe the smirk off those German Panzer commanders' faces. Because they will be surprised at how your basic tanks will just take down yours. Or will take down theirs, I mean. Panzer IV has to be a little bit cautious now. No infantry anymore for the Luftwaffe. They've lost practically everything. Oh, looks like the building up here finally went down to an artillery strike or something. Let's go get the Germans a little bit more of an opening. And indeed, we're going to see an assault by the Kettenhunde. Ordering the advance. Well, I'm not sure the Kettenhunde actually buff non-Straftrupps. I believe they only buff the Straftruppen. But I'm not sure. Oh! 85 Ace takes out a Stuk there. Good smoke grenade though. They might be able to get a grenade into the trench. Indeed, yeah, fragmentation grenade. Almost killing them. Kettenhunde tries to make a retreat, but they are moving into the Molotov and dying. And then mowed down by the Soviets. 85 Ace and other T-34, 85 moving up. Now the Soviets definitely have the tank advantage at the moment. And it'll be a hard advantage to deprive them of. We do have a howitzer coming up here for the Strafdivision. All Soviets pushing up. Panzer IV is covering the center the best it can. Panzer squad kill, but that's no surprise. Black Gun doing his best here to keep the infantry at bay. Oh, is that a Luger? Yeah, the guy has a Luger or Walter or something. Artillery being shot here though. A mortar shell is also landing. Oh, T-34 got hit by a Panzer Strike shell. Let's see. Service on the other flank is prepared to push up with T-34-85s. We also have double shock engineers on the fields. Germans have dug in down here the best they can with a bunker and a Panzerschreck and the Fox Grenadier. We do have a Tiger tank coming onto the field. There's already a Tiger tank. So double Tiger tank for the Panzer Division. That can definitely help a lot, I think. But 85 has a good chance of piercing the front of a normal Tiger still, so you need to be cautious. But it will survive one penetration, I'm pretty sure, while the 85 will not survive being hit by an 88mm gun. First, I'm preparing all their tanks up here, or some of them anyway. But I think they're preparing the Tiger to help with a push up the northern flank. We want to try and create a noose or bulge in the center. Meanwhile, the Panzer Division's infantry just holds up down here. That's probably where the second Tiger is going to be to help hold this front line. Shock engineers pushing up. Being armed with some discounted PPSHs. That's what the small dollar symbol with the thing down there, so it's a lot cheaper to get them in. But they're only a 4-man team though. Ooh, Tiger tank is going to slowly creep up. Needs to be cautious though, because if an 85 flanks it, this might be done for. Ooh, wasting its shots on infantry, that's not good. We do have some Fallschirmjägers on the battlefield. Elite infantry available to the Luftwaffe. High explosive loaded. High explosive being hitting the wall here. Artillery called in by the lieutenant. 85 ace took a shot, missed. As it didn't miss, it hit the front arm and plinked off. So far it's been lucky. 185 taken out. '85 needs to be very cautious here. Tiger also has to be cautious. Because all it takes is one penetration and that Tiger will basically have big issues. And the deflection damage is still counting up because the 85 is a pretty big gun. Lots of artillery going in. Fallschirmjägers might die though. Yeah, Fallschirmjäger's gone. And here comes the Soviet infantry. Gonna try to attack the Tiger head on. Risk maneuver, there's also some Kettler with the Sturmgewehr nearby. They're trying to use a captured Panzerfaust. Oh, penetration on the Tiger tank. And it's down! Meanwhile, we have the Tiger tank on the southern flank. I think it's doing a little bit better. Took out the 85 down here. The Tiger tank is a good tank after all, but its armor is not as good as you'd think by this point in the war. But that 88mm gun really does show. Panzer pushing up with a scope, Gewehr 43 and some MP40s. Need to be cautious though, those are shock troopers manning it. Ooh, that was a close range heavy mortar shell. 80 guns slowly piercing into it. Of course, the Tigers are back off. KV-2 coming onto the battlefield. IS-2 coming onto the field for the Soviet Union. Now that is a big tank that can fight the Tiger head on. I think it has more armor than the Tiger tank actually. The Tiger tank has 1250. I believe the IS-2 is more heavily armored than the Tiger tank. By the Panzer T-34 available to Staff Division. As the Germans used a lot of captured Russian equipment, including tanks. Let's see, lots of shells just being flung around. But the Panzer can also repair, which I believe is just a callback to them being like that in Coming Heroes 1 as well. Tiger tank pushing up again. Now with an MG42 on top. High explosives being loaded. Shot missed, undershot there. Do have the Beuterpanzer up here, but the Germans have lost some ground still by the looks of it. Well, they're not lost territory, but they are forced to stay back further at the moment. Especially with Soviet howitzers now. The 152mm from the shock army.
Troops have arrived.
That thing can do a lot of damage. They did destroy the HQ here by the looks of it. But they're just outside its range, so that's good for them.
Ready for combat.
Destruction everywhere.
Here is ready for battle.
And the IS-2 is on the battlefield. They just need to decide where they want to use it.
How can we help?
Another Tiger almost on the battlefield. So Germans are just trying to re-secure everything, including the flak gun. And they've also set up a new forward HQ. Another Panzer IV-H arriving.
Pioneers has arrived. Yes. Standing by. Ready. Tiger.
A little bit more quiet apart from the artillery strikes. Looks like the fighting has somewhat calmed down for now because of it. Tiger tank is pushing forward somewhat.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
IS-2 is probably gearing up to head south by the looks of it. Alongside most of the tank army. We also have the KB-2 now. They set up an extra Dushka bunker just in case the Germans try to go for the howitzer by the looks of it. Officer just looking around. Taking his hat. And KB-2 is driving forwards.
You can now use propaganda against.
Yeah, I think the Soviets are gearing up for a big assault on the southern flank here. That's going to be a lot of pressure for the Germans to handle. But two Tigers working together is a lot of firepower. The two Tigers are going to be operating near each other, so that's going to be good for them. IS-2 leading the way. Ooh, that's a good shot from the IS-2, but it got penetrated by an 88. Pulls one Tiger back, KB-2 turning its gun, but the turn of the KB-2 takes a while. That IS-2 needs repairs immediately. KB-2 is still going to lead the way, but looks like it's loading a fragmentation round.
Commissar is prepared to join our forces to help inspire our.
It's not even going to work. No, they cancel it. Jojo's trying to push up, but it's an MG42 bunker.
Pioneers ready.
That suppresses them. Oh, we have a push from the Panzer Force, but that's an 85 coming to flank. Why the Panzer also pushing up. Big push from the Germans here. Oh, H pushing up. That's going to be good for the H. Yep.
We have lost one of our army.
T-34 force pushing up somewhat here. But that's only a 76. It's not going to do well against an H.
The enemy is
Being very aggressive here. There's the 85 Ace here though. IS-2 is ready for action again.
We have lost our mortar team.
KB-2 needs repairs. Tiger tanks now ready to push up again. 85 Ace covers the flank. He wants to take out that Boy the Panzer quick.
The enemy is
But the
attacking
Boy the Panzer is somewhat holding up
buildings.
until the 85 hits it. KB-2 pushed up, destroyed the building, but might get destroyed in return. Oh, big shot there on the Tiger. KB-2 taken out.
The enemy has destroyed one of our vehicles.
IS-2 is ready for action. A penetrated, but also penetrate the Tiger tank. Building collapsed entirely now. IS-2 needs to get its repairs quick. 85 Ace needs to cover the flank still. Panzer Strix are firing. Lots of action all of a sudden, but this is an Eastern Front battle, and Eastern Front battles can get really freaking intense. More Panzer Lehrkol onto the battlefield. Tiger needs to get repaired quick. The other Tiger is operational, however.
The enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
85 Ace is preparing to move. Lots of mortar shells landing from the Luftwaffe. They still have their mortars all bunched up together. So we are howitzers are now aiming on the south. Oh, being hit there by the assist guns that penetrate. Tiger might have to consider pulling back. Ooh, Ace is trying to move a cheeky shot. Missed though.
More of our troops have been lost. AT gun is ready for combat.
Ooh, that Howard's hit very close, destroying the flag gun. IS-2 is ready for action again. But there's a little bit of a traffic jam. But Germans slowly being pushed back now. IS-2 is gonna take a shot at this H. And that's a dead H, obviously. German infantry is trying to push up again. The Kettenhunde leading the way. Let's see. No, we do have that 85 from the Northern Soviet Army, but no real not much armor yet, apart from that. Mines being prepared in the back lines, good to see. IS-2 preparing to move up. We also have his Dushka on the top there, so it is ready to fight infantry as well. Tiger tanks are being repaired and are ready for action again. At least one of them are. Meanwhile, the guards are fighting against the German infantry in the open here. Use the tank wrecks for cover. And a T-34-76 for cover. Nice. Nice to see. IS-2 moving up. Took a shot. Almost killed the Tiger. The IS-2 is scary. The Tiger tank's armor will not hold up against an IS-2's armor. But the 88mm gun is just having a good chance to penetrate still, as we saw. Sugus on the field for the Slav army, or Slav division. Gonna allow them to have some heavy rocket-based artillery. Panzer IV relocating all the way to the south. Lots of repair teams on this Tiger here. They want to get operational as fast as possible. A little bit of a Panzer march down here, but there's a lot of scissors prepared. And bunkers also being dug in as well. The shock army is ready. Here comes the Panzer IV. Let's see, we also have the Tiger tank moving up behind now. Probably a very risky maneuver. There's a lot of AT here. Or the Soviets at least dug in. Taking out the bunker though. Oh, the Tiger moving up got hit by the IS-2 again. Oh, they took out the IS-2 though. I missed that. Oh my god. But it looks like the Tiger went out and didn't duel then. Panzer Strike's trying to push up, but there's some motor guards. Warfield being airdropped in the Soviet base. You can see the plane on the minimap. Tiger tank might have to pull back too many scissors. And the scissors are providing a lot of rapid fire at the moment. Oh, Stukas a Fuss! Stunned a fair amount of stuff. Tiger did go down though. Other Tiger moving up. Might take out this Ace. Oh, took out the Ace, but it's took some damage from the 85s. It's been immobilized. And the 85's taking shots. Will they be able to repair it in time? 85s are holding up. Oh, there it goes. We do see a King Tiger come out instead behind us, which is probably one of the more heavily armored vehicles. I think only the Jagdtiger is more heavily armored than the King Tiger. Actually, I think the Elephant is more armored than the King Tiger, but I'm not sure. T-34-76 pushing up here. So as we claim the center, Straftroops moving up to try and stop them. We have a ram. That's a very long-range ram, so it gets stopped by the wreck there. Let's see, the Germans are securing the center here. Building went down for the demo charge. Rumba or Stupa coming out here for the Straftroopen. Panzerlehr does not have Panzerfaust. They are getting upgraded with one though. Grabbing the AT gun. I don't think this AT gun is going to get a shot off. Nope. Oh, but a Panzer strike kills the T-34. Definitely turning into a harder fight. But the howitzers might be somewhat working out for the Soviets. We have another IS-2 arriving on the battlefield. German Panzer Division, though, has suffered a lot of losses, so they are going to rely a lot on this King Tiger, I think. We're trying to get things done. Panzer IV pushing up. And so many wrecks here in this industrial area. The Germans are still very close together. If one howitzer shell hits nearby, they'd all die. Or at least get very damaged.
Fresh guards troops are standing by.
Looks like the mortars are pushing up here from the Luftwaffe, all bunched together though. Gonna try and do some rapid barrages on something. Aiming. Oh, good mortar shells actually. They probably should move immediately afterwards though, so they don't get counter barraged by a big shell. Super moving to the northern flank. Nice, dude's just keeping an eye on the center at the moment. Panzer IV on the field, and we also have another the first King Tiger arriving here. Really freaking big tank. I've actually been next to one, and I believe it was the Münster Panzer Museum or whatever it was called. It was a Panzer Museum in Germany. It was pretty cool. Everyone was like standing in line for the actual Tiger. Meanwhile, I didn't want to waste his time on that with my father, so we went for the King Tiger instead, because no one was in line for that one. I don't think a lot of people realize just how important or powerful the King Tiger is, but I also just guess the normal Tiger tank is very popular in popular media. So I didn't get my picture with the Tiger tank, but I did get one with the King Tiger, which was cool. The T-34-45s on the field up here. I think the Stupa's gonna have issues with that, especially with the IS-2 nearby. Depends where they want to send the King Tiger. It looks like the King Tiger's on the hunt for the IS. And the IS needs to be very cautious dealing with that. Although I believe the IS has a barely decent chance to penetrate the frontal armor of the King Tiger. It's not the highest, and that is a high velocity 88mm. That'll just chew straight through the IS's armor. Panzer there getting some shots into the side here. King Tiger's gonna reveal itself. And that's a dead 85. And now the IS-2 realizes it might be in trouble. Although it's basically it's shells and infantry. Panzer Voyage coming up. Germans might prepare for somewhat of a push. At least they're building up for something like it by the looks of it. IS-2 needs to be very cautious here. Oh, taking out the Panzer IV. Very nice. Goes an 85 on the flank. Got hit by a pack though. IS-2 and King Tiger might have a small brawl soon. The duel of the giants. 85 took out the Stupa. One penetrating shot. IS-2 pushing up against the King Tiger. No penetration. I just love the effect when the shell bounces and plinks off. It just looks so cool. Like with the whole scratching and the sparks coming off. Very nice. The Soviets could use the IS-2 to distract the King Tiger while the T-34 is trying to get close. That's a very risky maneuver. Panzer left fighting down here. Using MG42 100 rounds. Probably the best LMG you can get in the game, actually. When you're standing still, of course, because you cannot find MG on the move. At least the German MGs. But the MG42 100 rounds is probably the best MG you can get by being static, I think. Because that's a lot of firepower in one squad. Lucas Fus firing. only dazing the crew, did not hit right straight in the tank. Players going overhead. Looks like it might be on the Soviet side, so now see what the Germans are doing. Since they have more flak guns. I wonder if in Spearhead they're gonna make sure it's not emplacements for Company Heroes 3, but the whole towing mechanic, because we know that's a thing now in Company Heroes 3. I think that would be cool. Like all the heavy weapons are not something you just set up, they actually have to be towed in. Tiger tank moving up on the southern flank against the 85. Lots of assist guns as well though. Takes out the 85 though. We have a little bit of assault from a Fox Grenadier up here. How is the shelter firing? IS-2 is on the move. King Tiger keeps an eye on the center. Second IS-2 coming onto the field soon. Looks like the Tiger tank took some penetrating shots. Mostly from the scissors. Oh, that's a big howitzer shell though. That one surviving guy running off the field. Needs to get some snaps when he gets back to the rear lines before he's reassigned again. Or perhaps some medical attention. Who knows? Because it's not looking good for the Germans or the Soviets. It's very static at the moment. But the Germans, at least on the southern flank, are running out of infantry. The Soviets certainly have the infantry advantage held down, and another howitzer coming up. So they have two huge howitzers now able to fire and bombard the German lines. King Tiger on the move. Just be very careful wherever it moves though. Stand back Brawl set up here by the Soviets. Another building goes down. Tiger tank on the move. Panzer IV on the move. Oh! How's he shot dazed the crew there? Panzer IV pushing up. Very aggressive. Hit a small mine, did not do a lot of damage though. Yeah, there's some small anti-personal mines though. Panzer supposed to pull back. It's surviving thanks to side skirts and extra armor. But this could get it. Nope, no kills yet. Panzer IV manages to duck out of there. Second IS-2 is on the field. They could team up on the King Tiger. Panther coming out as well, which probably has more frontal armor than the Tiger tank, so I think generally the Panther is a better choice that game than the Tiger. It does have the killing power of the Tiger, but the frontal armor and mobility is just so good to have. Especially if you're fighting a very tank-oriented commander. It really depends on the usage, because the Tiger is not bad at all. The Tiger is just a little bit... I would not say outdated at this point in the war, but it's not as armored. Oh, King Tiger is being shot at by artillery. Just be very careful with his positioning. So there's a first firing. Oh, right on the AT gun. Tiger tank pushing up now. Panzer IV for support. There's a lack of infantry to push up though. And generally, you need infantry to support the tanks. High explosive loaded. Gonna take out the AT gun here. Take out the crew of one. Panzer IV can now push up somewhat. Pioneers are too busy trying to repair rather than actually moving up to get into cover positions and fight. Okay, well now they're moving, but main gun lost on the Tiger tank. And the driver's been injured. IS-2's on the move. We're trying to keep that King Tiger at bay. Panzer IV might be in trouble. They're trying to repair the Tiger while under fire. Probably not an easy thing to do. Panther tank on the front line now. Oh, flanking shot here from a tank on the team. Oh, Panther showing its side and rear armor. You don't want to do that. It's very low on the side and rear. Who's going to be immobilized? Not looking good for the Germans. And there it goes. There you go, Panther down. The Soviets could go in a full offensive soon. Not looking good for the Germans. So this Tiger might be safe though. It's not under a lot of fire. Panzer IV got decrewed.
We have lost a Panzer.
Tiger tank is immobilized here. It's losing the Pioneers that's trying to repair it though, and now we have an 85 taking shots. It cannot even respond because of its lack of a gun. King Tiger moving up here to deal with the ISs. Oh, good flanking shot from one IS-2. Now the King Tiger has to be cautious. Ooh. And someone had to drop. That's not good. Or someone had to go. I don't know. It might not have been a... someone had to drop the game. It was probably someone had to do something else. Or a unit had to just go. Can they still save this Tiger? Oh, someone didn't have to go. My bad. Looks like it was the staff division that had to go. That's gonna suck for the Germans for the rest of the fight, I think. IS-2 is pulling back for repairs. Tiger might actually be saved. Yeah, I don't think the 85 took the advantage to push close. Yeah, and now Tiger's operational again. But then you got penetrated. Typical. We'll be able to win out the fight here. Nope, no penetration there. Yeah, Tiger has to pull back immediately. Been popping smoke. But now the Germans have an AI on their side, and the AI just cheats and gets a lot of resources and units to work with. We'll see how it turns out for them. Tourists are trying to push up again. Repairs going up on this IS-2. King Tiger is still being repaired here. 85 on the flank. Another Tiger as well. Lots of heavy armor for the German side today. 85 taken out. IS-2 pushing up. We did see how much damage the IS-2 could do with one penetration on that King Tiger, so King Tiger has to be cautious fighting them. IS-2 pushing up. Let's see. Lots of Germans preparing on the southern flank as well. Oh, now the Soviet howitzers hitting in this area. Soviet guards are pushing up, lots of assault guards with PPSHs. And so much fire going out here. And IS-2s might be gearing up for a joint attack. King Tiger has to be cautious though. IS just going to take a shot. They're going to pitch at the front, I think. Nope. Deflection. But it will take damage each time he gets reflected still because of the millimeter of the gun. Why is just to pull back. Got penetrated there by the high velocity 88. More buildings collapse. IS just tried to get him on the flank here. And more buildings are just being shot and collapsed. Normally I would not show our case a match with an AI, but we're so far into it and it's been a good match so far, and then I'm gonna allow it. Also because I have something to do later today, so I don't have the time to record another one. Stuba's trying to take his shots now. IS-2 doesn't penetrate the front of that. Just deflection, but did a lot of deflection damage. Lots of high explosives. Or large explosions, rather. Soviet Capitan also calling in an artillery strike in the area. That's gonna be a lot of shells coming in on the Germans soon. One Panzer IV taken out. Did the barrage knock off? I guess he cancelled it. Only one of the ranging shells came in. King Tiger pushing up. Can be shot by both ISs. No penetration though. Captain Panzerfaust hits and kills the gunner on top. Or kills one of the gunners inside. With no penetration, but that is a lot of deflection damage still. Penetration from Panzer IV on the flank here. King Tiger has to be very cautious and pull back. Meanwhile, we have a Tiger pushing up on the southern flank. Takes down an 85. But the Mthis gun side's doing a lot of work here in the Tiger tank. IS-2's on the move. There's another Tiger over here. King Tiger's ready to move again. Ooh, IS-2's not holding up pretty well here. This Panzer IV is doing a lot of work, surprisingly, in its hold-down position. Tiger tank trying to get up here for a kill. Got it. But IS-2 might take a shot here. Yeah, good shot. And that's the Tiger tank gone. Looks like they lost both Tigers then. They're down to the King Tiger again. And one IS-2 here is still ready, and all the guards are coming up behind it. Another IS-2 being ready to Stuba down. And this hold down Panzer IV, it's not actually technically hold down. It's doing a lot of work thanks to the terrain here. IS-2 pushing up, it might end its life this time. Panzer IV moving, avoiding it. Troop gaining kills. That's a veterancy-free IS-2 now. That is a very scary prospect. And that took out the Panzer IV. Panzer IV keeping an eye on the southern flank. The Serbs not really intent on pushing by the looks of it. They just dug in and made like a cis front. King Tiger on the move. Going to try to flank the IS-2. Doesn't penetrate. Anti-tank grenade assaulted upward. Penetration of the IS-2 though. It's going to be immobilized. That's not good for... Oh, and he gets taken out! This veteran IS-2 is doing all the work. Do not underestimate a veteran IS-2. It's very dangerous. Getting a lot of work done here. We also have a Panther in the field, command Panther from the AI, which normally they would not be able to get as that commander. Second IS-2 as well, so just lots of IS-2s here. Heavy armor out the gate. Well, not really out the gate, but out the ass, probably is the better word here. AI is also going to get an IS-2, a Tiger tank, I think. IS-2 turn to face the incoming Panzers. I don't think the Panzer Force want to fight at IS-2 frontally, especially at range. Because the IS-2 just has such a big gun, 122 millimeters. Mobility lost on one of the Panzer Force again. Yeah, once the Soviet steamroller gets going, it's very hard to stop now. Like, if the Soviets build up here for a push, they could probably assault down here as well. Looks So we have a Panzer team trying to get up behind, but there are guards calling the flank. Yeah, it's not looking good for the Germans. Honestly, at this point, you could probably surrender safely, but they are getting another Tiger tank. I think they want to try their luck. Let's see if this AI's command panther can do anything, but it's an AI, so I don't have the best of hopes. Oh, that doesn't penetrate at least. But AI's being awkward, and the AT assaults managed to kill it. That's a howitzer shell coming in there now. They're trying to push him in the half track here. Capitan is stuck down here in the water, being suppressed. But as you can see, while you're pinned or suppressed, you're very hard to kill with an MG because you're laying close to the ground. Oh, Tiger tank pushed up, got a penetration, but a penetrated in return. There's no infantry left on the field. Oh, Panzer IV gets the kill. Veteran IS-2 is down. But there's no infantry in the field for the Panzer Division. It's not looking good here for the Germans. The Soviet steamroller is going to keep pushing up. And there's very little to cover the German front line now. Apart from the Soviets' own artillery hitting the Soviets as they advance. Oh, we have a shock troop with a captured Panzer strike. Missed, because they are suppressed. You get less accuracy if you're suppressed. Oh, Tiger tank down from a motor guard with a captured Panzerfaust. Another Tiger tank from the AI here. AT grenade going out. Almost kills the Panzer IV. And then the Molotov as well for good measure. Other IS-2 driving up the main road. Or main tracks, rather. As the Tiger tank moves to intercept from the AI. They're gonna see each other soon. Yeah, that's not a fight the Tiger wants. And it's an AI, so it's not really positioning correctly to use its gun. It's not even gonna get a shot off. Panzer IV moving up here. A brave Panzer IV is here from the Fallschirmjäger Division. It's gonna be very hard to deal with the ISs. Looks like these two Sufus manages to back off. Lost its gunner though. Panzer IVs are lined up. Ooh, good shot though. They killed the gunner on top. Actually got an injured the loader, I think. Oh, they injured the gunner. Okay, so that it's not gonna be able to fire for a while. Panzer IV, T-3045 is pushing up. High explosive loaded, killing all the people around the tank. Gebadeladung. And so far, a lot of brutal action has been going on, but I think at this point the Germans could safely surrender because they are being pushed back further and further. But they're getting another King Tiger. I guess they just want to go out in style. You also see a Panzergrenadier squad now in the field, the 15th. Trying to get close here, but I don't think that's gonna work. Because they only have the Panzerkrieger as an AT item. And the Soviets are digging in this building. And any of those Panzergrenadiers are being suppressed. We do have the King Tiger on the field again. But all the Soviets are pushing up aggressively here. Oh, we have Soviet Naval Infantry, unique battle group available too. Soviet Shock, rarely see them though. Good to see them, but it's basically at the end of the match. Here we have the IS-2 driving up here. King Tiger's lost his driver due to the AT guns. Good AT assault there from the naval infantry. 85's coming up behind the IS-2. Yeah, trying to go for this King Tiger. Yeah, I don't think the naval infantry is going to have any luck here. Panzer IV taken out there by the IS. King Tiger is doing his best to hold back the Soviets. That's a lot of work for it on its own to do. They are trying it though. Oh, good shot on the IS. But deflection damage will start to mount up. And at this point, if one shot from the IS-2 penetrates, it will die. And the Soviets just keep amassing forces here to push up with. Panzerjäger's team out in the open here, getting mowed down. 85 taken out though by the King Tiger. More and more assist guns are being moved out here by the Soviet shock army on the southern flank. Trying to just keep the King Tigers blocked in. Hamkraft Center got destroyed. I don't think the King Tiger can hold forever, but it's doing its best. IS-2 is ready again. We also have Adventure 5 Capitan here for the Soviet shock army. They've done a lot of work, I think. Although they messed up the artillery barrage thing. Boba has a lot of resources to work with. They could call in a lot more stuff to help. But I guess they don't need it at the moment. Although they could prepare a real line just in the case they get pushed back. But at this point, that's not gonna happen. We all know that. The Germans are just trying to go out in style, I think. Yeah, Soviets are sitting up a house right outside the base now. They're gonna shield the German base into submission. King Tiger pushing up. I'm not sure what that sound was. I heard like a ringing noise. I'm not sure what the hell that was. King Tiger still holding up down here. But for how long? We have another command pamphlet from the AI. IS-2s could start pushing up together here. Pamphlet taken out by one shot of the IS. IS-2s are slowly creeping up. Oh, not yet apparently. They need to kill this King Tiger. That is really the thing they have to get rid of.
Our base is under attack.
I think if the two ISs just work together, they would be able to kill it fairly reliably. But they need to push in together. Probably think now that Panzer IV on the flank is a good idea. There we go. At this point, the Germans surrender. Just an explosion happens here, the King Tiger. What a good shot. Anyway, this was quite a long match. And I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.